What if I told you that the fate of an entire multiverse was shaped by the will of just three beings? One who created everything, one who was born from that creation, and one who would one day inherit it all. This is not just a story of gods, demons, and dragons. This is the tale of a divine will passed down through time, reshaping reality, tearing apart destinies, and defying even death itself. From the Star King dragon Veldanava to the chaos-born child of destruction, Milim Nava, to the one who was never meant to exist, yet changed everything, Rimuru Tempest. Three souls, one path, and a will powerful enough to bend the laws of existence. This is the story of how a universe was born, broken, and rebuilt. So at the start, there was nothing, just a void, silent, eternal, empty. And in this void, a singular will awakened, the first consciousness, older than time itself. This will had no name, no form, only one truth: it was alone. For eons, it drifted within the void, untouched, unseen. But eventually, that ancient will grew curious, then restless, and finally bored. And so, in a single act of divine expression, it exploded, not a mere bang, but a multiversal blast. From its thought came matter. From its desire came the flow of magic. And from that cosmic eruption, a form emerged, a true dragon, the embodiment of creation itself. Thus, Veldanava, the Star King dragon, was born, a being of infinite energy, a god not worshipped, but one that was existence itself. He sculpted the fabric of space, created dimensions, and established time as a concept. But even that wasn't enough. Veldanava didn't just want to exist, he wanted others. He wanted to feel. So he began to shape life. From his divine core, he created three siblings: Velgrind, the flame dragon, who embodied unyielding passion; Velzard, the white ice dragon, cold and absolute; Veldora, the storm dragon, chaotic yet free. And then he turned to balance the forces of light and darkness. From the light's essence, he created 7 primordial angels, beings of law, order, and pure will. Among them was Feldway, the mightiest, whom Veldanava entrusted with the duty of protecting humanity and upholding divine justice. From the abyss, he forged 7 primordial demons, creatures of raw power, instinct, and eternal hunger. They were not evil, merely honest. Among them were future legends: Guy Crimson, Diablo, and Noir, demons who would one day shape the fate of nations. But Veldanava didn't stop. He wanted life to grow, change, evolve. So he created one more being, Twilight Valentine, the progenitor of vampires and father to Luminous Valentine, to help spread life through blood and mortality. With angels, demons, dragons, and spirits in motion, the world began to take shape. Veldanava introduced the skill system, the reincarnation cycle, and the very laws of evolution and awakening. All beings, mortals, monsters, even divine creatures, would be governed by this system. A way to grow, to transcend, and to ultimately reach the level of gods. But then, something changed. Veldanava created her, Lucia, a being unlike anything before, not crafted from energy or elements, but born from his very heart. He fell in love, and with her had a daughter. Milim Nava, a divine child, a cosmic anomaly, half god, half mortal, but more powerful than both. But Veldanava had poured too much of himself into creation. His power began to wane. He could no longer sustain the multiverse alone, so he created the voice of the world, an automatic system to manage laws and logic in his place. Eventually, Veldanava disappeared. Whether he died, ascended, or merged with the system itself, no one knows. But what remains is his legacy, his children, his systems, and the world he dreamed of. Milim Nava, the only daughter of the Star King dragon. Born from Veldanava and Lucia, she inherited powers that dwarfed even gods. From the moment she opened her eyes, the world trembled. Her energy was limitless, her soul unstable. Though she appeared as a cheerful girl, within her was a volcano. She was gifted a pet dragon, Gaia, by her father, a symbol of trust, love, and innocence. But soon, tragedy struck. A foolish human kingdom, blinded by fear and greed, kidnapped and killed Gaia. That was their last mistake. Milim's rage tore apart continents, her fury scorched the skies. In a single night, she annihilated an entire civilization. And so she was named Demon Lord, Destroyer, Calamity. But Milim never chose to be a Demon Lord. She became one to protect herself from pain, to never feel weakness again. And then came centuries of silence. Milim wandered the world, feared, worshipped, challenged, but never understood. She met Guy Crimson and joined the Demon Lords. She fought angels, demons, and monsters, not for dominance, but distraction. Behind her smiles was a girl still grieving. Behind her battles was a girl still lonely. Her power isolated her. Her immortality haunted her, until she heard of a slime that defied the world. His name was Rimuru Tempest. In another world, far from dragons, angels, and demons, lived an ordinary man. Satoru Mikami, 37 years old, lonely, overworked. But in a moment of sacrifice protecting a colleague, he died. And the system Veldanava created, the reincarnation engine, activated. His soul was transported into the world of monsters as a slime. But this wasn't a curse, it was destiny. He encountered Veldora, the storm dragon, sealed for centuries. Instead of fearing him, Rimuru befriended him, named him, and in return, Veldora named the slime Rimuru. This naming awakened Rimuru's evolution, from a lowly slime to a predator, to a ruler, to a god. He built a nation, Tempest. He united races, goblins, ogres, lizardmen, wolves, and more. He gained allies, Shion, Benimaru Diablo, and even Veldora himself. And yet, he never sought power for power's sake. He only wanted peace. But fate had other plans. When his people were slaughtered, Rimuru changed. He embraced the title of Demon Lord, and his wrath consumed thousands. Still, he never lost his empathy, his heart, and that is what caught Milim's attention. Milim approached Rimuru with curiosity, tested him, toyed with him, battled him. But what she found was something else. A friend, someone who didn't flinch, someone who made her laugh, someone who saw her, not the title of destroyer. They shared meals, they fought mock battles, they played pranks. Slowly, Milim began to feel something she hadn't felt since Gaia. Joy. When Rimuru was attacked, she protected him. When Rimuru doubted her loyalty, she proved it. Their bond became unbreakable. And with Milim on Rimuru's side, the world changed. The Demon Lords restructured under a new pact, the Octagram. A new world order was forming, one not built on fear, but Part 5, the Divine Legacy. Star King to Slime God. Veldanava's will flows through both of them. Milim, his blood. Rimuru, his dream. One represents divine chaos, the other, mortal evolution. Together, they carry the hopes of a multiverse. Rimuru now stands as a god in his own right. Milim continues to defy expectations, and deep within the system, perhaps Veldanava still watches, waiting, for the day his true successor will awaken the final form of creation, a world where love, not strength, defines worth. That is the story of the Star King, the Destroyer, and the God Slime. From void to creation, from tragedy to friendship, from slime to savior, this is more than a story. It is the heartbeat of Tensura. 3 beings, 3 paths, 1 legacy. Veldanava, Milim Rimuru, and their story has only just begun.